Has someone close to you been showing small but worrisome changes over the past year? Many people assume that aging and the end of life happen abruptly. However, in reality, the body often provides subtle warnings months or even a year before reaching its final stage. The challenge is that these signals are easy to overlook because they initially seem insignificant. It's only in hindsight that families recognize the signs were there all along, but by then, it's too late to prepare or create lasting memories. In this video, we'll discuss 5 crucial indicators that often emerge in the year leading up to an elderly person's passing. Some of these signs may be things you've already noticed but dismissed as normal aging. Others may appear minor yet actually point to the body's gradual decline. Identifying these signals early allows you to provide better care, treasure meaningful moments, and, most importantly, ensure that your loved one's final stage of life is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with us until the end because these 5 signs can help you prepare both emotionally and practically for what lies ahead. When you understand what's happening, you won't be caught off guard. Instead, you'll be able to make the most of the time you have left with those you cherish. Before we start, we ask you to like the video and leave a comment to help the channel grow. Subscribe and activate the notification bell to stay updated on our content. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Noticeable weight loss. One of the earliest and most significant signs that a person may be in their final year of life is unexpected weight loss. At first, the change may seem minor: a belt that suddenly fits looser, clothes that no longer hug the body as they used to, or a gradual loss of appetite. Many families assume this is just a normal part of aging. However, unintended weight loss is rarely harmless. It often suggests that the body is no longer efficiently absorbing nutrients. Muscle mass diminishes, and key bodily functions begin to slow down. While some muscle loss is expected with age, rapid or pronounced weight reduction signals something more concerning. The body may be struggling to process food correctly, or it may no longer metabolize protein efficiently, leading to muscle deterioration. This loss of strength affects more than just mobility. It raises the risk of falls, weakens the immune system, and leaves the person more susceptible to infections. Another key factor contributing to weight loss in the final year of life is a shift in appetite. Many elderly individuals no longer experience hunger as they once did. Their sense of taste diminishes, food seems less enjoyable, and they may start skipping meals or eating only small portions. This isn't simply a matter of preference, it's a physiological change. As the body begins to slow down, it sends fewer hunger signals to the brain, resulting in decreased energy, reduced strength, and a gradual decline in overall health. Additionally, underlying medical conditions play a role. Chronic illnesses such as cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease often cause weight loss well before more obvious symptoms appear. Even conditions like depression or cognitive decline can lead to reduced food intake, creating a cycle where the body lacks the necessary nutrients to sustain itself. Some families attempt to counteract this by offering favorite foods or supplementing meals with protein drinks. However, if weight continues to drop despite these efforts, it's crucial to understand that the issue goes beyond diet. It is the body transitioning to a different stage. At this point, forcing large meals may not be beneficial. Instead, prioritizing comfort, easy-to-eat foods, and proper hydration can have a greater impact on maintaining quality of life. If you observe significant weight loss in an elderly loved one, especially if they are eating less, feeling weaker, or struggling with activity, it's important to take notice. This isn't just about physical appearance, it's the body sending a message. Recognizing and understanding this signal now can help you prepare for the journey ahead with clarity, compassion, and a focus on making each remaining moment meaningful. Number 2. Persistent fatigue and weakness. One of the most apparent changes in the final year of life is profound, ongoing fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. This is not just feeling slightly tired after a busy day. It's a deep, overwhelming exhaustion that makes even the simplest activities feel daunting. Getting out of bed turns into a struggle. Walking across the room requires significant effort, and tasks that once felt effortless, like cooking, dressing, or even having a conversation, become draining. This isn't just a natural part of aging, it's the body deliberately conserving its remaining energy. As organ function slows, the body begins prioritizing essential processes. The heart doesn't pump as effectively, circulation weakens, and muscles no longer receive the same level of oxygen they once did. This explains why many elderly individuals in their final months experience weakness, instability, and an inability to maintain their usual level of activity. Another critical factor is the body's metabolic slowdown. Under normal circumstances, the body generates and uses energy efficiently. But as it enters its final stage, that energy is redirected. Rather than fueling movement, the body shifts towards self-preservation. This is why someone nearing the end of life may sleep more, require frequent naps throughout the day, and find it difficult to stay awake for extended periods. Some may even experience sudden drops in energy, one moment appearing fine, only to be completely drained the next. Perhaps the most emotionally challenging aspect of this fatigue is its psychological impact. Seniors who once valued their independence may feel frustrated or even embarrassed by their diminishing abilities. They may withdraw from conversations, avoid social gatherings, or stop engaging in hobbies, not out of disinterest, but simply because they lack the energy. This withdrawal can lead to a cycle of isolation, where they gradually disengage from life, which only accelerates their decline. For families, watching a once active loved one become exhausted and withdrawn can be heartbreaking. It's easy to assume they just need to push through it or try harder, but the truth is that forcing activity won't help. What truly matters is recognizing their limits, allowing them to rest when necessary, and ensuring that their remaining time is as comfortable as possible. If you notice a loved one experiencing persistent, unrelenting fatigue that rest doesn't alleviate, take it as a sign that their body is undergoing a major transition. This is the time to embrace conversations, create peaceful moments, and offer support without expectations. In the end, what's most important isn't how much they can do, it's that they feel loved, understood, and at ease. If you're still watching this video and find these insights valuable, leave a comment with the number 2 to let us know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we encourage you to do so and turn on notifications so you never miss our content. Your support allows us to continue creating informative and meaningful videos. Now, let's move on. Number 3, increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal. As a person nears the final stage of life, one of the most noticeable changes occurs in their thinking, communication, and interactions with others. You may observe that someone who was once sharp and engaged starts forgetting things more frequently, struggling to follow conversations, or appearing disoriented in familiar surroundings. They may repeat themselves, forget names, or lose track of time, even if they never had memory issues before. These cognitive shifts can begin months, or even a full year, before the end of life. This isn't just normal forgetfulness. Like any other organ, the brain depends on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. But as circulation weakens and oxygen levels drop, cognitive function declines. The person may become easily confused, have trouble making decisions, or struggle to recognize people and places that were once familiar. In some cases, they may even experience brief moments of clarity followed by sudden bouts of disorientation, as if their mind is flickering in and out. Another common change is emotional withdrawal. Those approaching the end of life often lose interest in social interactions. You might notice them talking less, engaging less, or spending long periods in silence. It's not that they no longer care about their loved ones, it's simply that their brain processes emotions and social engagement differently. Conversations become exhausting, noisy environments feel overwhelming, and many seniors eventually retreat into their own world. You may also observe shifts in mood and behavior. Some individuals become more irritable, anxious, or easily frustrated. Others seem unexpectedly calm, detached, or indifferent to things that once mattered to them. This isn't merely a shift in personality, it's often the brain adjusting to the body's gradual decline. As cognitive function slows, emotions become more difficult to express, and the person may no longer react to situations in the way they once did. For family members, this stage can be particularly challenging. Seeing a loved one lose touch with reality or withdraw emotionally can feel like losing them before they're truly gone. However, it's essential to understand that this isn't something they can control. Instead of trying to pull them back into conversations, the best approach is to meet them where they are. Speak softly, offer reassurance, and remember that even if they don't always respond, they can still sense your presence. If a loved one is becoming increasingly forgetful, confused, or disengaged, don't overlook these changes. They are often early indicators that both the mind and body are preparing for the final transition. This is a time to be patient, treasure quiet moments, and create an environment that feels safe, familiar, and peaceful. Even as words fade, love and comfort remain deeply felt. Let's move forward. Number 4. Frequent infections and slow healing. As the body begins to slow down, one of the most evident physical signs is a weakened immune system. You may notice that someone who rarely got sick before now seems to catch every cold, flu, or minor infection going around. What used to be mild illnesses now take significantly longer to recover from, and even small cuts or bruises heal at a much slower pace. These changes aren't random, they signal that the body is losing its ability to defend and repair itself effectively. One of the most concerning issues is recurring infections. Pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin infections, and even oral infections become more frequent as immune function declines. Many families assume these are isolated incidents, but when they start happening repeatedly or take longer to clear up, it's often a sign that the body is struggling to fight back. Even antibiotics, which once worked quickly, may seem less effective. The person may require stronger medications, longer recovery times, or multiple treatments for infections that previously would have been minor. This happens because, as circulation slows and organ function declines, the body's response to treatment becomes weaker. Another frequently overlooked concern is chronic wounds. If you notice that small cuts, sores, or bruises aren't healing properly or keep reopening, it may indicate poor circulation. Reduced blood flow means that oxygen and essential nutrients aren't reaching the skin and tissues efficiently, significantly slowing the healing process. Pressure sores, especially in individuals who are less mobile, become a serious risk and can lead to severe infections if not carefully managed. What's even more troubling is that infections in the final year of life often don't present in the usual ways. Instead of running a high fever, an elderly person may simply seem more fatigued than usual, more confused, or uninterested in eating. In fact, for seniors, a sudden decline in mental alertness is often one of the earliest warning signs of an infection, even before physical symptoms appear. Recognizing these changes early can make a significant difference in ensuring they receive the right level of comfort and support in their final stage of life. For families, watching a loved one experience repeated infections can be both frustrating and heartbreaking. It's natural to want to pursue aggressive treatments, hoping that another round of antibiotics or another hospital visit will solve the problem. However, at a certain point, the focus often shifts from curing to providing comfort. Ensuring they remain hydrated, keeping their skin clean and moisturized, and reducing unnecessary stress on their body can be more beneficial to their well-being than additional medications that may only prolong discomfort. If you're still watching this video and find these insights helpful, please comment with the number 4 to let us know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we encourage you to do so and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future content. Your support allows us to continue creating valuable and informative videos. Now, let's continue. Number 5. Major changes in breathing or circulation. One of the most telling signs that the body is entering its final stage is a noticeable shift in breathing patterns and circulation. You may observe that your loved one breathes more slowly or shallowly than before. At times, there may be pauses between breaths, or their breathing might become irregular, speeding up and then unexpectedly slowing down. Some individuals experience a distinct breathing pattern known as Cheney-Stokes respiration, where periods of deep, rapid breaths alternate with extended pauses. These changes may begin subtly but tend to become more pronounced and frequent over time. Another common sign of declining circulation is noticeable changes in body temperature. You might find that their hands, feet, nose, or ears feel unusually cold to the touch. Their skin may appear pale, bluish, or mottled, particularly around the fingers and toes. This happens because the body is prioritizing blood flow to the most vital organs, reducing circulation to the extremities. It's a clear indication that the heart is not pumping as efficiently as before. Some people also develop increased shortness of breath, even with minimal movement. Simple actions like sitting up, speaking, or shifting positions may leave them feeling winded. You might notice them breathing through their mouth more frequently or needing to pause while talking to catch their breath. If they once moved across a room with ease but now struggle, it could be a sign of declining lung function. In some cases, fluid accumulation in the lungs makes breathing even more difficult, leading to a persistent cough, gurgling sounds, or a sensation of tightness in the chest. Many people mistake this for common congestion, but in elderly individuals nearing the end of life, it's often a sign that the lungs are weakening. This discomfort may make lying flat difficult, and they may prefer sleeping propped up on pillows or in a recliner to help ease their breathing. For family members, witnessing these changes can be distressing. It's natural to want to help, encouraging them to take deeper breaths or fearing that something urgent is happening, but in many cases, these shifts are simply part of the body's natural process of slowing down. While these changes may not always be reversible, there are ways to provide comfort. Keeping the room cool, using a humidifier, or offering small sips of water can help alleviate discomfort. In some situations, medications or oxygen therapy may offer relief, but the primary focus shifts from fixing the issue to ensuring their comfort. If you notice changes in breathing, cold extremities, or a bluish tint to the skin, pay close attention. These are often signs that the body is conserving energy and circulation is slowing down. This is a time to be present, provide reassurance, and create a peaceful environment where they feel safe and at ease. In these final weeks or months, the most meaningful thing you can offer isn't medical intervention, it's comfort, dignity, and the assurance that they are not alone. Final thoughts. As we reach the end of this discussion, take a moment to reflect on what we've covered: significant weight loss, extreme fatigue, cognitive decline, frequent infections, and major changes in breathing and circulation. These 5 signs often emerge in the year leading up to an elderly person's passing. They don't always appear all at once, and at first, they may be subtle. But as they become more noticeable, they signal that the body is preparing for its final transition. For many families, these changes can be difficult to accept. It's natural to want to resist them, to encourage a loved one to eat more, move more, or fight through the exhaustion. But sometimes, the most compassionate response is to listen to what their body is telling us. Instead of focusing on reversing the inevitable, we can shift our attention toward making their remaining time as peaceful, comfortable, and meaningful as possible. Recognizing these signs isn't about fearing death, it's about being prepared for it. When you notice these changes early, you can provide better care, make important decisions ahead of time, and ensure that your loved one's final months are filled with love and dignity. This is a time to cherish conversations, share memories, and remind them that they are valued and never alone. If you are seeing these signs in someone close to you, take a deep breath and remember that you are not alone in this journey. Many families have walked this path before. And while it is never easy, knowing what to expect can help you find strength, patience, and peace. Thank you for being with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share something you learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your insights matter, and we appreciate every response. Reading your comments encourages and motivates us. If you found this discussion helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support allows us to continue creating valuable content that informs and inspires. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.